Let us try to solve the exercise number 2 in the part A of Java lab. In this particular exercise, we are supposed to write a program to read two numbers having the same number of digits. The program must output the sum of the products of the corresponding digit. So what is this particular program is supposed to do is, suppose if you have two numbers, say you have let me zoom in for you. Okay, you have two numbers over here, say 874 and 192. You notice that both the numbers here have the same number of digits. That is, three digits are there. This is the 8 and 7 and 4. So there are same number of digits. That is first digit, second digit, and third digit. So altogether, there are three digits are there in both the numbers. What is that we are supposed to do is we are supposed to multiply the corresponding digit. That is, we are supposed to multiply 4 with the 2, 7 with 9, and 8 with 1. And the sum of these products, that is 8 into 1, 7 into 9, and 4 into 2, their sum. So this product you have calculated, so sum of this product has to be calculated. Now let's look at how we can do that thing. Now suppose if you have two numbers like 874 and 192, you will notice that we can easily remove the last digit from both the numbers. So how can we remove the last digit? You know very well, if you perform the modulo operation using tens modulo operation on both the numbers, we can remove the last digits. Suppose if you have a number, let's say 78, if this is the number that you have here, so that's the number that you have here is 78. If you divide this 78 by 10, so you know very well 10 goes 7 times. So 10 into 7 is 70. And what is remaining is 8. So you can always extract the last digit of a given number if you perform the modulo operation. And this is what we are going to do here. So we will take the given number 7874. We perform the modulo division. You know very well 10 will divide 8 and 7. That is 10 can divide 10 can divide it 87 times. You know very well 87 into 10 will be 870. So you are going to get 870 plus 4, and you know very well 10 cannot divide 4. So 10 will divide this number 87 times. Okay, and 4 will be the remainder. So you keep the remainder outside, and this will be the quotient part. Okay, now you take the quotient again, 87, and then divide this quotient. You just get it one more time. Okay, you take this quotient 87 and again perform the modulo operation on 87. So if you take the 87 divided by 10, you know very well 10 goes 80 times, and 10 into 8 is 80, plus 7 will be the remainder. So you will get the quotient as 8 and the remainder as 7. In the same way, you take the quotient again and then again perform the modulo division. You know very well 10 cannot divide 8, so the quotient will be 0 and the remainder will be 8. When you find that the quotient is 0, you stop the execution. So same way, you can perform the modulo operation on the next number, that is 192. So if you divide 192 by 10, you know very well 10 goes 19 times. 19 into 10 will be 190, and 2 will be the remainder because 10 cannot divide this last 2. So you get the 2 here. Same way, you take the quotient, again divided by 10. You know very well 10 goes 10 times. 10 into 10, 10 goes 1 times. 1 into 10 is 10, plus 9 will be the remainder. So you get 9 as the remainder and 1 as the quotient. You again take that 1, divide it by 10. 10 cannot divide 1. So 1 itself will be the remainder and 0 will be the quotient. You notice that because both the numbers have the same number of digit, okay, at this step, you notice that both of them will have their quotient as 0. So both the numbers will have their 1 minute. Both the numbers will have their quotient as 0 at the same step. Now let's take the second example, wherein you have one number with the three digits. This is 874. Three digits are there. In the next number, there are 4 digits are there. So 5192. So what's going to happen? When you perform the first modulo division, the 4 and 2 will be the remainder, corresponding remainder. For the first one, this is 4. For the second number, this will be 2. Okay, and 87 will be the quotient for the first number and 192 will be the quotient for the second number. Now you take the quotient again, 87 and 519, divided by 10. You know very well the 10 will divide 8 times, so 7 will be the remainder for the first number. 10 will divide 51 times. This is 51 times, and 9 will be the remainder. Okay, now take the first number, that is the quotient of the first number, that is 8, and the quotient of the second number, 52. Now if you start dividing it, what you notice that 10 cannot divide 8. So the quotient is 0 and the remainder is 8. But in this case, it is 51 is the quotient. So 10 will divide 5 times. 1 will be the remainder. Now what happens if you notice over here is one of the quotient has become 0, but the other one is non-zero. So if this is the scenario wherein you have one of the quotient is 0, but the other quotient is not 0, then we say that these two numbers cannot be used because there must be equal number of digits in both the numbers. If the number of digits are different, then we cannot perform the multiplication, and that is what they have said over here. Two numbers having the same number of digits. If there are different types of digits, or if number of digits are different in two numbers, the one that is shown over here, in this case 3 digits are there and the other one 4 digits are there, then we cannot perform the multiplication. So let's start building up this particular program. I'm going to use the NetBeans for my application. I have the NetBeans with me and I'm going to go to the file here and I'm going to click on new project. And in the new project, I'm going to take the Java with AND. I'm going to take Java with AND. And then I'm going to select the Java application as my program, that is my project. And then I'm going to click next here. You can give any name for this one. Say I'm going to say number multiplication. You can give any name. The name need not be same. Also, you can save it by default. It's going to save it in C drive. You can click on the browse and go to the D drive and make a folder there, and then you can save the content in D drive. Okay, I'm not going to do that particular thing here because I'm happy with the location here. I'm going to just click finish, and if you notice over here, I'm saying that you create a main class with the same name, that is number multiplication dot number multiplication as one class. It's going to create it. If you don't want to create it, don't create it. Let me create that thing, because I don't have to then struggle and create one more Java file for that. So the first part here, what you notice over here is just an advertisement saying that you can change something. I'm going to just select this and I'm going to just delete it. That's a remark statement. So our program will start from here, and if at all you want to, you can put the remark statement, who created it, and exercise number, and so on and so forth. So let's start with the exercise. We are supposed to read two numbers, and for that we are going to use the scanner class, which is class which is available in the utility. So you just type a scanner and press control and the space. So scc, and what is that I have done is, after typing scc, I press ctrl and the space bar. So if you press control and space, what is going to happen? So if you are wondering what is going to happen is, it's going to first of all complete this statement. Also, it's going to add a import statement. You don't have to add that thing, otherwise you have to manually add this thing in your Java file. So I'm going to take scanner as my class. Okay, and let me zoom in for you, and I'm going to take a variable name. You can take it as x. I'm going to take it as in as my variable name, and I'm going to create a new instance of this scanner class. I'm going to say new, and I'm going to say scanner. Okay, when you, again, what I've done is, after typing the scanner, I have just pressed control space. So every now and then I press control space so that I can get the help from the netbeans. So the netbeans is going to tell you that there are different ways in which the scanner can accept the input, and I'm going to say that the input is going to come from the input stream. Okay, that will be my source here. So you can select it and then press enter, or you can directly press enter, and it is going to ask me which is the input stream, and I'm going to use the system stream. So I'm going to say it is going to be sys, and I'm going to press control space. It's the netbeans will complete the word for me, and I'm going to press enter. After that, I'm going to put a dot, and I'm going to say I want the input stream, that is in, and the ones that is highlighted. If you notice that it is getting highlighted here. Once it is highlighted, press enter, and then I'm going to put a semicolon. Now, one thing you will notice that in your program that is given in your book, or when it is done in the classes, this particular thing, that what you notice over here, is not appearing. So you will not see that it is not going to show you in any of the books that you refer. This statement or this particular word is not there. Now, what is this? Don't get confused. It means to say that this system, whatever you are giving here, it is the value for this particular parameter. So the name of the parameter is source, and you are going to supply that thing here. Okay, so this parameter or this value is supplied to this particular parameter, the parameter with this particular name. This is the NetBeans way of easily giving you some insight as to for which you are supplying the value, so that you are very sure that you have not typed a, or you are not supplied a value to the wrong parameter. Sometimes it so happens that we interchange the parameter. Instead of the first parameter, or instead of supplying the value for the first parameter, we generally give it to the second parameter, and so on and so forth. So this will create a confusion as to which one is supposed to take the value. So here NetBeans will directly tell you that hey, this is what you are doing, and you are supplying this particular system.in to this parameter, not to something else. So that I'm very sure that I'm supplying it to the correct parameter. Don't get confused. This is not a part of what you see over here. Source is not part of Java. It is just the NetBeans way of helping you with the parameter name. So with that, let's continue with the other thing. We need two numbers. So let me say both of them are integer. I'm going to take n and m are my two numbers, and we are supposed to find the sum. I'm going to initialize that sum as 0. So with the, what is this, main has come. Let me type em and n, and then I'm going to take sum as my input as one of the variables. So because we are supposed to find the sum of the product, so I initialize sum as a 0. Now let's try to read two numbers. I'm going to use the shortcut of NetBeans. You just have to type S out in NetBeans. This is going to work only in NetBeans. S out and press tab. NetBeans will do the needful things for you. And also, again, don't get confused with this notation. Don't get confused whenever you find the something that is grayed out and shown. So this whatever you are going to supply is going to come for the x parameter. So name of the parameter is x, for which you are supplying some value. So don't get confused. It is not required. However, you cannot remove it. The newer version of NetBeans, you cannot remove this x from there. It won't allow you to delete it. Okay, so even if you say I don't want to see it, it won't do it unless and otherwise you go to the settings and make some changes in the settings. Now let's go ahead with the next part. And what is this? I'm going to give a message to the user saying that enter two numbers. So this is what I'm going to say. So my program, if I run this particular program, suppose if I just click on run this particular program, this program is going to show me an output saying that enter two numbers, because I have written a print line. It's going to say enter two numbers, but it is not reading any number. So let me read two numbers here. The first number that I'm going to read is the number n. So I'm going to say in what is this in that I am writing? In is the scanner variable. So this in is the scanner object that I'm using to read the input. So I'm going to say in, and because it is an integer, let me zoom out for you. Because it is an integer, I'm going to read the next int. So again, if you notice over here, I just press enter. I'm not completing whole thing. I just press enter, and the NetBeans will do the needful things for me. In the same way, I'm going to say m is the next variable that or the next number that I'm going to read. The same thing, in is my scanner object that I am using. So this is the scanner object that I am using. So in dot next where is this next int. Okay, done. So two numbers are read. Suppose if you run this particular program, now your program is going to say enter two numbers, and it is going to wait for you to type two numbers. So suppose if you type 1 2 3 and 4 5 6 as the two numbers here. So this is the numbers that I'm typing here, and when you press enter, nothing is going to happen because you have not done anything in your program. Okay, so let's do the program. And what is that we are supposed to do in our program? Remember, if everything is proper until the number, so you start with the number like in my previous case, you start with the number 874 and 192, and you keep on reducing this number every time. So first time it is going to reduce to 87 and 19. Next time it is going to reduce to single digit, and finally both the numbers will become 0. So when both the numbers become 0, that means you have extracted all the digits from the corresponding numbers. So you extract the 4 first, then 7 first, 7 next, and finally 8. So you extract all the digits one after the other until the numbers become 0. When the numbers become 0, that means to say that you have extracted all the numbers from the all the digits from the given number. So let's go ahead and let's repeat this process. And what is this process that we are supposed to repeat is continuously perform the modulo division as well as the integer division. So when you perform the modulo division, you get the remainder, and when you perform the integer division, you are going to remove out the first digit, or the digit in the tens place. Okay, so let's perform this action. So I'm going to say that as long as both the numbers are greater than 0, I'm going to perform this action. So you can say that while, okay, number is greater than 0, so when while the first number is greater than 0, or the second number is greater than 0, second number is m, I've taken it as m, you are going to perform this action. And what is this action that you are going to get is you are going to extract the remainder from both of them. So you have two digits, I mean two numbers here. You are going to remove the first digit by performing the modulo division on the number. You are going to remove the first digit of the second number by performing the modulo division. That's not the end of it. You are supposed to multiply them. 4 into 2, you are supposed to multiply the corresponding digit has to be multiplied. So 4 into 2 has to be multiplied, and then you have to sum them. So 4 into 2 multiply, 7 into 2 multiply, 8 into 1 multiply. So this 8 into 1, after multiplication, this product has to be summed with the 7 into 9. Again, this product has to be summed with the 4 into 2. So you extract two numbers and then find their product and add it to the sum. So I'm going to get two numbers. How do I get extract the digit? You know very well. I will use the bracket here for just for easy understanding. So first number, I'm going to perform the modulo division. So when you perform the modulo division on the first number, when you perform the modulo division on the first number, the 4 is extracted out. Okay. Similarly, when you perform the modulo division on the second number, the 2 is extracted. You have to multiply them. So extract the first number, you have extracted. Similarly, you extract the second number, so m by 10, and you need to multiply them together. So extract the first number, extract the second number, multiply them, and then finally find their sum. So add it to sum. So I'm going to say sum. You can write sum is equal to sum plus this. Instead of doing this, you can always say sum is equal to sum plus equal to the, let me zoom in for you, and then I'm going to put a semicolon here. So you have extracted the first number. That's not the end of it. You have to now get the quotient. You have to perform the integer division and remove out of this and get the quotient. Remove out of this and get the quotient. How do you get the remainder part? You just perform the integer division. So I take the first number, which is the first number that I have here, is the n divided by 10. So what you are going to get, suppose if your given number is 874, if you divide it by 10, what is the answer you are going to get? You are going to get 87.4. What is the integer? What is the integer part of this? The integer part of it is 87. So this will be my integer part. So I will take only the integer part. The fraction part, I am going to remove it out. So my new number will be the number without the last digit. So this is my new number. So if you have this number, that is 874, when you perform the division by 10, you are going to get the answer as 87.4. You're going to get that thing. From this, you are going to remove out this 4, so you will be left out. So this is what we are going to perform. Similarly, in the second number, we are going to take the second number, divide it by 10, and we are going to take the only the quotient part. So here with this step, what we have done is we have extracted this part, and we are taking 87 for the second round, and we are taking 97 for the 19 for the second round, and this step has to be repeated until the quotient becomes 0. In other words, until the numbers becomes 0. So you started with this number, that is 874, and finally you are ending up as number as 0. So when this number becomes 0, you stop it, or when this number becomes 0, you have to stop this. So this is what we are doing it. So until we are going to repeat this while loop until this loop becomes or until this number becomes 0, or this number becomes 0. Once we come out of this loop, so this loop will repeat again and again and again and again and again until either n becomes 0 or m becomes 0. So remember, you are reducing this n by dividing it by performing the integer division. Similarly, you are reducing m by performing the integer division. So when this n or m becomes 0, that means you have done the multiplication. However, you must note one important thing over here is that if the numbers have the same number of digits, the one that you notice over here has 3 digits with it. So if the number of digits are same, at the same step, both the numbers will become 0. However, if the number of digits in the given numbers are different, so in this case you notice that the first one has 3 digits, the second one has 4 digits. In this case, you notice that the one number will become a 0, but the other number will not become a 0. If this is the case, then these two numbers are not compatible. So you cannot perform the multiplication, and that is what they have said. Read the two numbers having the same number of digits. If the number of digits are different, then you cannot perform the multiplication. So before I show my result, I'm going to say that if any one of them is not 0, if either n is not 0 or m is not 0. So in this case, suppose if you look at this one over here, you notice that if I take this one as n, this number as n, and this number as m, so you take this number as n and m, you notice that n is finally has become 0, but m is not still 0. So if either the first number or the second number is not equal to 0, that means then these two numbers are not compatible. So I'm going to give a message to the user saying that both the numbers are not compatible. So how am I going to do that is I'm going to use the shortcut for system.out.println. So yes out and press tab, and I'm going to say that don't worry about this x, remember, just ignore that. I'm going to say incompatible numbers. Otherwise, okay, let me say otherwise, I'm going to say, so where is this thing going? If m is not equal to 0 and n is not equal to 0, what does it is just saying to me? Okay, where is the bracket that I am missing? Let's see. I think I missed one bracket. Just let me just check whether where is that I am missing my bracket. Let me rewrite it so that I will not waste my time. So if n is not equal to 0 or m is not equal to 0, then I'm going to say yes out, incompatible number, incompatible, let me say let me zoom out for you. Okay, compatible numbers. Now I've just deleted it and I'm retyping it because I just don't want to waste my time on video just to check what was gone wrong. But I think as of me, I have not done mistake. But let's see. Otherwise, you're going to give the output. Now, if you use the print line, you have to concatenate. However, from your C programming, you are familiar with this printf. Hope everybody is familiar with that printf. In printf, you write like this printf, and you say sum is percentage d. You do that thing. That is a format specifier. Use it, and I'm going to say the sum. This is your C program, and don't get confused. This is same as your printf statement, except that you find that there is this extra thing that is coming here. That is the what is this? This format and args. So actually, this is the format specifier, and this is the argument. Hope you've studied it in your C program, and netbeans will tell you that these things are there. Okay, that's it. Let us run it for the full time, and we are going to see what is the output. You can right click and run it. Also, you have an option. Suppose if it is not properly formatted, remember the uh, lines. If you have extra line spaces, it will not remove it. If suppose if it is not properly formatted, suppose this is here. Let me just do like this. This is here, and this is here. Like, oops, I think this is here. Okay, something like this. And if you want to format it, just right click and then you have an option for format. The shortcut is alt shift and F. If you press this one, automatically it will format the code for you so that it appears neat. So that being done, I'm going to just save it, and you can click on this and run it, or you can right click and then you have an option to run this file. Option is yours. I'm going to just run this whole project altogether, and this is the numbers that this is what you are going to get it. So we have two numbers here. Let's type two numbers. The first number I'm going to type is 123. The second number I'm going to type is 456. Okay, and I press enter. And what you notice is sum is 32. This is the message that saying that the build was successful and so on and so forth. Don't worry about that. So here the 3 into 6, that is the first number. 3 into 6 will be the first number. So you are going to multiply. Let me take this number. Let me zoom out for you. So you are going to multiply 3 into 6. That is going to be 18. So first product is 18. Then next is the 2 into 5. So 2 into 5 is 10. 18 plus 10, that is 28. And 1 into 4 will be 4 itself. So 18 plus 10 plus 4. So 28 plus 4 is going to be 32, and you are going to get the output. Now, what if the two numbers are not compatible? So let me run again, and let me give two numbers which are non-compatible. So if you have this number 1, 2, 3, 4, and the second number is 5, 6, 7. Remember, these two are not compatible because one has 4 digit and the second one has 3 digit. If I press enter, what I must get is not this answer. I'm supposed to get the other answer. What went wrong? Let me just check here in my code itself. So if m is not equal to 0 and n is not equal to 0, then I must get the answer as how come this m when m is not equal to 0, I should have got this answer. That is because when m is okay, I think I made one mistake here as I put and here. I'm supposed to put this and here because both the condition must be true. Okay, so both the condition must be true, otherwise you will not get it. Both the condition must be simultaneously true. Sorry about that. This is and here. Let me run it. Let's see the output. First, I'm going to show with the first result itself. That is 1, 2, 3. and 4, 5, 6. So you must get 32 as your answer. And let's run it one more time, and let's type the other number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, and you must get them as incompatible numbers. So sorry about that. This is actually, and because both the condition must be simultaneously true. If the one of the condition fails, then you must exit out, saying that it is the end of it. Otherwise, it's going to go for the next step. This is what you are supposed to do, and you're supposed to write the output also during the examination. That's all in this video. We will meet again in the next class. Thank you.